Hello, everybody. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover, and we're back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about an interesting little flick that I don't even know if it's even still available on DVD anymore. Last time I checked, it's out of print. It's going for outrageous prices, and the movie is called The Dreamers. This film is by director Bernardo Bertolucci, who everybody pretty much, if you're a fan of his, pretty much I think the biggest movie you remember him directing is, I believe, is Last Tango in Paris. But this movie is very interesting for a certain reason. Okay, the movie stars Michael Pitt and Eva Green, and what's the other actor's name? Louis Garrel. Okay. And the reason why this movie would be completely interesting is, okay, we now know Eva Green as a big Hollywood star. We know her from movies like, she's in all of Tim Burton's movies now. She was in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. She was in Dark Shadows. I believe she's in the Dumbo remake he's got coming out. We remember her from the TV series Penny Dreadful that was on Showtime. We remember her other movies like Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, and what else? 300, Rise of the Empire, all this other kind of stuff. So she's a big name movie star now. But the main thing that you would be interested in, see, there's her with Michael Pitt there, and there's Louis Garrel in the tub there in the background. But the reason why you would be interested in this movie is because she shows everything. And I'm not kidding, everything. Now, if you come across this, you need to be careful because you got to realize there's two versions of this. There's an R-rated version, there's an NC-17 rated version. So if you want to get the version where she shows completely everything, and I mean everything, you need to get the NC-17 version. The movie, I believe this is based on a book. I thought it was. Okay, maybe not. But anyway, though, the story. Okay, Michael Pitt, he plays Matthew, and he's a young student, and he comes to France, and he's visiting and stuff like that, and he comes across Eva Green's character, and she's does it say her character's name on here? Isabel. Okay, and he meets her and her brother Theo, and they invite him to stay with them, and it turns out that they're very passionate about movies, and they have this little game where they keep trying, like, they're reenacting little scenes from movies, or they say lines from movies, and the other one's supposed to guess what movie that came from and everything else. And then so they invite Matthew to stay with them, and of course, I mean, Matthew is immediately just in love with Isabel. He's just nuts about her from the get-go, and he wants to really hook up with her and everything else. And so he goes, and he's having dinner with the family and everything else, and he meets their parents and stuff like that. But then he starts to kind of notice some things that are a little strange. Like, I mean, they keep up their game about that they like to say lines to each other and try to guess what movie it's from, or they reenact scene from movies and they have to guess where it's from and stuff like that. But he starts to notice some things about them that are a little, he considers to be a little off. And let's see, Michael Pitt, real quick, he's an actor who you probably remember him from the American version of the movie Funny Games. What else was he in? He's been on quite a few movies and stuff. He was on the TV series Hannibal. He played the character Mason Verger that Gary Oldman played in the movie Hannibal. But he played it in the TV series. He's made a bunch of other movies and shows and stuff. He's very much a character actor. But anyway, so going back to this, so he kind of notices like some weird things. The parents say that they're going to leave and that they're going on a trip, and that they'll be back soon and all this other kind of stuff. And he notices, like, well, Isabel and Theo, even though they're brother and sister, they like to sleep together in the nude, and they kind of seem like they're very, very close for a brother and sister and all this other kind of stuff. And they spend time together, and they're hanging out and just doing stuff, smoking, talking about movies, everything else. But they start kind of doing like more different things. Like at one point, they kind of play almost kind of like a truth or dare game and everything else, and she dares Isabel, she dares Theo to masturbate to a picture that he's got on the wall, and she knows that he's got a picture of a woman on his wall. She wants to watch him masturbate to it, and so they're sitting there watching him do that. And this whole time, Matthew's asking, I was like, don't you guys think this is just a little weird? You guys don't think this is a little strange how you do things and all this kind of stuff? And they're just kind of like, that's what we do, and all this other kind of stuff. And then, at one point, Matthew, he steals a picture of Isabel in a bikini and stuffs it down his pants, and which they find later in a scene. I'm not going to tell you how she finds it, but she finds it. But so anyway, so they kind of continue on their truth or dare game, and it's getting more and more intense up to the point where Theo tells Isabel, he dares her to strip in front of them, which she does, and all this other kind of stuff. And then he says, "I dare you to make love with Matthew," and all this other kind of stuff. And at first he's reluctant about it, to say the least, but he gets into it because he really wants her and all this other kind of stuff. And then they start into this sexual relationship, and so and but the thing is, though, is like he kind of Matthew, he starts to like try to separate the brother and sister. It's kind of tell her like, what you two do isn't normal. You guys take baths together, you do this together, you do that together, and all. This is not how normal people behave. And so he's kind of starting to kind of put a rift between the brother and the sister. And tell her, like he say, Theo, you're a grown man, you need to go out and date. And we find out that Theo is actually not an unpopular guy with the ladies. I mean, there's women out there who'd like to go out with him and stuff. So, and he tells Isabel, like, I want you to, go out with me and let me treat you right, and, be your boyfriend, and so on, and everything else. And, yeah, that kind of doesn't really work out, because at one point they come back to the apartment, and they start to have sex, and she hears Theo in the next room having sex with a girl, and she loses it. And so you got like Matthew, he's continuing to try to, he's continuing to try to like kind of like separate these two, and they don't want to be separated and stuff like that. So, but anyway, though, yeah, it's an interesting movie, to say the least. But like I said, kind of the big send off, or the big kicker for this movie is if you want to see Eva Green completely nude. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. It's like the special features feature commentary with director Bernardo Bertolucci, writer Gilbert Adair, and producer Jeremy Thomas. Bertolucci makes the Dreamers documentary Outside the Window, events in France, May 1968 featurette. Michael Pitt music video, Hey Joe, and theatrical trailer. But yeah, just like I said, if you want to try to hunt down this movie, if you want to see, the beautiful Eva Green in all her glory, then I would say, yeah, you need to try to see if you can hunt this down in the NC-17 version. Like I said, I'm not even sure if it's available right now. So yeah, you're gonna have kind of a hard time trying to find this one. But I mean, funny story is, like, I'm not even kidding you. Okay, I'm not trying to be crass or crude or anything. I'm just telling you, this is how I come to discover this movie. This was a few years ago. Me and my brother were living in Deming, New Mexico at the time, and we were working nights. And one night, I woke up. It was my day off, but I slept most of the day because I was just tired and I needed to catch up on sleep. So I slept, and I woke up. It was, in the nighttime, and I was like, well, I'll go and I'll watch TV, because, we had, at the time we had like Dish Network and stuff, or DirecTV, one or the other. And we had like, free, they did like a free weekend thing of like Showtime and stuff like that. The movie channels and everything. So I'm flipping through there, and I kid you not, I'm not even kidding you. I'm flipping through there. I'm flipping through channels, and I come across a close-up. I mean, a close-up of a vagina. Okay, and that really just like, what? I mean, that just kind of really threw me off. There was that. So I'm kind of like, I go back and go, what the hell was that? So I go back and look, and then I see it's a close-up of a vagina, and it's the camera slowly tracking up the body and showing the breasts and everything, and then you see Eva Green's face. So that's literally my introduction into this movie. I was like, what the hell is this? So I started watching it. I was not expecting to see that. Flipping through channels, that's not what I was expecting to see. But that was my introduction to this, and then I found out about the movie and everything else. Wanted the DVD and everything, and so yeah. But then again, too, then I started seeing like, wow, Eva Green, she's really doing good for herself. I wonder if maybe that's why the DVD for this is getting harder to come by. I wonder if maybe the rights were picked up by some other company, and maybe some company will be getting ready to put this out on Blu-ray soon. That'd be nice. Put it out unrated on Blu-ray. That'd be great. It could be maybe too, because now Eva Green's a big movie star and television star and everything else. She may kind of want to like try to see if she could get this kind of taken off and where people can't find it, and because now she's doing more legitimate type movie. Not to say this movie isn't legitimate, but yeah, she's kind of doing more like family friendly type movies, like Tim Burton movies, things like that. So you never know, but anyway, though, yeah, that was my introduction to this movie. So, but yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. I think we're about done talking about this. But yeah, I mean, this is if you can catch this movie, maybe you could catch it on streaming or something. I don't know. I haven't. I got to be honest. I haven't looked. I don't know if this is like on Amazon Prime or anything like that. But yeah, but like I said, if you're gonna try to get your hands on this, you're better off trying to get the the NC-17 version. So if you want to see Eva Green in all her beauty, then that's the one you need to get. So. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. We talked about the Dreamers, Bernardo Bertolucci's film, and that's it. If anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing so. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover, and if you love the gorgeous, lovely, beautiful Eva Green as much as I do, then we'll talk later. Bye.